Our favorite time of the week.
High school sweethearts turned married couple with 2 kids.
Join us for a conversation on life, parenting, marriage, and more.
Welcome to Close Enough.
That's about where we need to be. Hello. Welcome back. Close Enough.
Take 22.
A little rusty after taking a week off.
We took a week off and Gary struggling over there.
I don't know that I'm struggling. Are you struggling?
Okay, one of us is sitting beside controls and in front of a computer. The other one is sitting in a lounge chair.
I don't know
in a zero gravity lounge chair, relaxing.
We want to be a professional podcast. We want to be a beacon of light and hope for families and parents and couples.
Okay, I
and
absolutely
aspiring comedians.
Don't want to be a light to anyone.
Wow, we're really not on the same page with our goals here.
A beacon of light? Mm-hmm. I don't need that pressure. I could be like...
How about we can be family?
I'm a night light kind of person. A motion sensor light, if you will. I don't want to be on all the time.
Family influencers. What?
Who's that one family?
As Abby's phone tells her it's bedtime.
I have an alarm that tells me to go to bed.
We are on a roll, guys. Thank you for listening, and thank you for putting up with us for 120 plus episodes.
That's awesome.
As we churn these out, one day, do you ever think like, so we get, we don't do interviews. Like we've had our friends on for occasion, but we've had like several PR firms reach out to us. And this last one I read to you was like, it was a husband-wife counselor who would teach you how not to argue in your relationship. And I'm like, that's inevitable.
Was it how not, like absolutely how to avoid arguing? Or was it like how to not argue like a certain way?
I don't know.
I watched somebody on TikTok and they talk about their...
Like, I don't even know how to explain. Like, have y'all ever listened to our show? Like, this is a legit person or public relations company.
Where's this going?
Like, have y'all listened to our podcast? Like, we've never interviewed anybody other than our friend group, right? We've had, and that not even like Jason Ellis is legit the only one who's been on the Close Enough podcast
with a microphone.
Yeah. We want to change that. We want to we owe Philip Smith. He has been a ride 100%. Or die. Philip Smith, you are a bad mama jamma. I love you. I love your family. I love what you're doing in life.
Yeah, we've got to get.
But listen, if you were looking at what I'm looking at, it would be weird if you were sitting across the table from me because there's Christmas decorations and Abby says on spring break we're going to clean this mofo up. Also, I'm going to preface this. I've had a little bourbon.
You're a little chatty.
And I am chatty. I'm excited. I love doing this.
I do too.
So
I get it's hard when we have to miss, and
the Ides of March are coming upon us. What are the Ides of March? I feel like that's a Roman thing.
Caesar, beware of the Ides of March.
One of my side interest is dictators. And Julius Caesar was one of the dictators that I listened to. And it was fascinating to me. Like he shagged old, what's her name from Egypt?
Cleopatra. Shagged her.
Well, she was like married to her brother or something. It was weird. And then like maybe one of his illegitimate sons killed him. Brutus.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of his kids.
Is that pretty well known?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so spoiler, this is bad. I did not get into a Shakespeare class in college, and that's like the typical English major thing to do, is to take one Shakespeare class. So for whatever reason...
Willie Shakespeare?
Yep. I saved it for like my junior... Like I had it very specifically lined out. It was a fall class. I saved it for this one particular time slot. It wasn't offered. I ended up taking Chaucer instead. You had to like take
the Canterbury Tales?
Yes. I had to back in the day.
So when I think of
record
Canterbury
myself.
Tales, I think of, don't judge me, Peter Rabbit.
I thought you were going to say Cadbury eggs. Why?
I don't know.
Canterbury Tales.
I don't know. I don't even know what the Canterbury Tales are.
Yes, you do.
I
We
just-
read it our senior year. You were in the same class as me.
I was not in the same class as you.
You weren't in AP?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I was just in regular old P for English.
I thought for sure you read that with us.
No.
Anyway, I had to record my voice reading something in Old English and turn it in.
Side note, did you ever drink Old English 800 malt liquor?
The only malt liquor I ever drank was
St. Ides?
nope, my pappy's malt liquor when we went camping in the backyard when we were youngsters. We got into pappy's.
Old English 800 because that's my brand.
Which
Drinking in
is
a
that?
bottle 40 corridor
Is that malt
can.
liquor? I don't even know what that was. Hang on. It had the bull on it.
I don't. Colt 45. That's what I know about malt liquor.
Malt liquor bull logo. Oh, Schlitz. Schlitz? Schlitz. That just sounds like a dirty word I shouldn't say.
True story.
Yeah, Schlitz.
We
God,
bought a case of Schlitz for $6 or something. I took it to Florida. Rob Johnson drank all of it, ran into a pool, cut his foot while Matt Stokes and I were at Daytona International Speedway. Rob drove my brand new car down and hadn't been there for 2 hours and already called needing Band-Aids while we were there. Okay. Like we drove down to Daytona. We went to a race. We went to the Pepsi 400. It's like the Coca-Cola 600 or something now. I don't know. Anyway, we go back to the racetrack the next day and just Stokes and I just chilling. And I get a phone call on my Nextel cell phone.
Ba-doop, dee-doop.
And they're like, hey, can you get some Band-Aids? And we're like, what happened? Rob was running by the pool and cut his foot wide open.
Running. This is why you don't run by pools.
Like six
I've been
minutes
telling you
into
that
his
since
trip.
you were 5 years old. Yeah, I can just remember, like, seeing that can. I'm pretty sure it's Schlitz malt liquor. Nasty ass shit.
It'll
we-
get you drunk.
We drank that because that was our main access.
You drank it?
Yes. My cousins and
Oh, Lord.
we were young. When we went camping in the backyard. I just remember somebody puking in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
like everything just flashes back. Here's the deal. If Charlie ever asks to go camping, immediate no.
No, there's no
Immediate no.
camping.
You're not camping. You're getting drunk in a field somewhere every damn time.
I just feel like kids don't do that these days. They're not as tough as we were.
I don't think they have to camp. I think they just go like hang out and be like, hey, mom, dad.
There's some bitch ass parent that's going to buy it for them. And,
Yeah.
you can do it under. No, listen.
No. First
Charlie's
off,
had a couple sleepovers, and I explicitly tell them number one rule:
stay out of the bourbon.
don't touch my bourbon. Not that I don't want you to get drunk. I don't want them to get drunk, but it ain't yours. You didn't put in on this.
Number one. Yeah, we should make it this whole like let's buy alcohol for your kids. You should drink
No,
under this house.
they got to go to
Part of
BP and find a damn older kid and beg them to go. Like they got to find the homeless guy.
And you got to get drunk off the Schlitz, like the nasty shit. Like, do not start out on the good shit. Like,
and
yeah, or the
the kids these days, White Claws. And
peppermint schnapps or something nasty.
I can remember
that
going
you're pretty
to
sure nobody will find missing.
after a football banquet. Then this is totally random. I'm gonna name drop here.
Oh, don't! They
Yeah.
might get in trouble.
They're not gonna get in trouble.
Is it a kid or an adult?
This was when I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
Raymond Chin. What's up, Raymond? Jason Lassier. We went to Jason's house, and he had Goldschlagers. And I just remember just tasting it. We didn't get drunk or
It
anything,
was the
but
coolest because it had little
gold
gold
flakes
in it.
Yeah.
Like, Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see. And I was like, oh, God, it's awful. But
Well, that's so today there's this trend with the Borg. Borg, it's
Cyborg?
yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. College students are taking their own it's a nice hydration strategy. They're taking a gallon jug of water, pouring some of it out, but also pouring in the alcohol of their choice.
Into the water?
Yeah, with some sort of flavoring. So it's this blended, like it's fruity.
That sounds stupid.
Google it. It's this fruity mix of stuff. So they walk around with their own gallon jug. Basically, it's like a personalized container.
Borg drink recipe: 1 gallon plastic jug, 1 bottle of vodka, 1 thing of Mio.
Yes.
Fill the
yes.
gallon container halfway with water, add the vodka, and then pour in the Mio.
Yeah. So you walk around all night, you have your own personal drink. It's like a fancier, not as nasty ass version
Like Hooch?
of Hooch, which is what we just had Hooch, and it was either in some random ass cooler, trash can, or whatever Rubbermaid container
Right.
that somebody has created. And you don't know what's in it. So this is a way, like I've seen other people in the realm of like older people, like, hey, quit shitting on them because it's probably smarter.
True.
They're keeping up with their own drink ratio, and they're drinking. They're not just randomly drinking shit out of a bathtub. So, yeah, Goldschlager with
Bathtub
its
Hooch.
gold flecks in it and whatever nasty crap we drank back in the day.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Borg.
the Borg. And you get and you stay hydrated. Your water's built in.
I guess.
Funny enough, there's a little meme going around right now that's like, y'all, we went to high school and middle school without a single water bottle. How did we ever make it?
I know, right? There was no Stanleys. There were no
Nothing.
Hydro Flasks.
And somebody posted.
We had water fountains.
Yeah. So she was posting about that, and I was like, and it was a strict 1, 2, 3 count, and you're off the fountain.
When in elementary school,
Yes.
for sure, that
The
like
next person up, you got up, you got your drink. The person in line behind you was like 1, 2, 3, and damn you.
What a cop! What a
Damn you if you sipped for longer than 3. And then thinking about, which I don't know what football was like, but for whatever reason, I don't recall having like, I know we had water bottles in my home, but I never packed one to practice.
I don't know that we ever bought bottled water.
I'm not talking about bottled water, but I know we had like water bottles, like squeeze bottles, the squeeze top, but I never recall having one at practice.
No, you had like that, yeah.
And you just sprinted to the damn water fountain when it was your turn.
I remember in my
So
senior
I've been
year,
dehydrated since 82.
we got ice towels.
What?
Yeah, because it was 100 degrees out, and there was no canceling practice for heat
Index?
index, but we had ice towels, so we would get, and then we put like during water breaks, you could drink water, go get an ice towel.
Were you just drinking the ice towel water? That's
No,
disgusting.
you just put it like on your neck or something.
Yeah, we didn't have to worry about that.
But
There's
yeah,
some-
we're
I
showing
played
our
ball in
age
some
now.
hot ass gyms, but
Yeah,
yeah, when I first coached, that became a thing. Like in the summertime, you had to know what the heat index was. I was like, really? Were our coaches ever worried about the heat index? Maybe that was a thing. I don't remember.
is it?
Sure as hell didn't get no ice towel though.
Yeah, we
Be
got
nice.
some.
Did y'all get like little cucumbers to put over your eyes too? When you took a
What is that even supposed to mean?
like an ice towel wrapped around your neck, cucumbers over your eyes, like
I mean,
You're
it's
just, like,
we're only
relaxing.
sweating out every electrolyte in our body during Hell Week, so
so hard. Act like it was hard.
how dare you?
Oh.
Hey, shout out Matt Chandler for continuing to send us his, making me feel bad for his daily runs.
Guess what? If you don't want to run, you don't feel guilty. I'm proud of him.
I'm proud of him
I
too.
feel zero guilt about it. Got on my
I
elliptical
ran.
today. Did my thing today. Felt fine. Zero guilt about that.
Way.
Even though.
How come I'm proud of him, but I still want to shit on Davy Doodle?
You got to work that out in therapy. I don't know. This bitch today at the gym.
I wish you guys could see Abby. She's in her older, swirling her bourbon.
I have some really screwed up, like my hips can't lift.
Well, first of all, you woke up and your back was thrown out.
Yeah, but I went to the gym, worked it all out, and I've been watching these guys do all this stuff, like how to fix your hips and stuff, and I have my little tiny weight laying at a horizontal, laying flat, trying to lift my leg over top of it, like I've learned on TikTok.
That's where all the news is.
I look behind me. Girl behind me is literally doing, I guess she's doing a core hip. We must have the same algorithm. But she's got her weight vertical, meaning I have to try to lift my leg 2 to 3 inches off the ground. She's going a full 6 to 8 inches, and I can't do it. I think she's leaning back, though. To show
Lean back.
But yeah, today was just a move your ass, do some cardio, core, hip, knee, back stuff at the gym. I'm going to lift hard tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'm starting this. I told Abby today to keep me accountable. Every night before I go to bed, I'm going to do a list of 5 things I have to get done the next day.
What happens if you don't do them?
I guess that's on me. I mean, there's no punishment, but I think I would feel bad if I didn't get it done.
Do I get to help you decide what needs to be done?
No.
Oh, damn it.
I don't want your list of to-dos.
I've got so many things.
Yeah.
I am in a state of avoidance paralysis right now.
You are.
It's bad. It's really bad.
You got so much to do, and Abby's like, I just want to go somewhere today.
I went to Goodwill. I needed to feed
It was reminiscent of 2004 when Abby'd be like, I'm bored.
Yeah. I just did not want to
and
sit down.
that transferred to our daughter, who was whining about the same thing.
Oh my God.
I was like, call a friend or something.
We were like, where are your friends? Leave the house. I just want you to take me to Lexington. No. There's nothing. Unless I have to run an errand, I don't want to go and just shop. I have no desire. I went to Goodwill today, found things for her. That satisfied my need, what I was looking for. That little, here's a little mission, a little challenge. Go thrift, find something that you need.
You found an amazing dress for her daughter.
Yes, $8.
$8 make you holler.
I found a little book series that I can put on my shelf at school. Charlie's going to read it first, but yeah, that fit, that met my need. So then while I'm there, I text her. They have these, the whole mom jeans, I guess, are still in, right?
I don't know what that is.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, I texted. I'm like, hey, do you want these? Well, I don't know. What would I wear them with? Bitch, they are jeans.
What I wear them
What
with?
do you mean? What will I wear them with? I said, you know what? No, not do. Well, find me some cute. No, I offered you an opportunity to go with me. I am not shop. I'm not your personal shopper.
Yeah, we offered to go, and her argument for not going out was her impatience with Abby, which I completely understand, and I was not going to chip in on that.
I appreciate that.
I was not going to feel that because I feel the same way.
When I go to Goodwill, I have certain shelves and racks that I have to hit.
Yeah, but I would look and my scan is so
for a minute
impulsive and quick. I'm not.
I contemplated starting a Poshmark page, and I was like, I could buy these jeans and sell them, and would it be worth it?
Wait. Let's rewind that. I contemplated starting a Poshmark page.
Yeah.
Which would put more work on you.
Yep. But I thought that's a good side gig.
To make $7 a week.
Maybe. I thought I was going to really flip these vintage Lee jeans into something.
We've talked about side hustles on here, and I've basically erased that from my algorithm just because it's so.
What do you mean?
Just most of these advertised side hustles are just.
If they're advertised, it's not a side hustle.
It's just a real job.
Yeah. It's advertised what you're doing is seeing somebody else's side hustle is trying to get you into whatever it is they're doing.
And it's whoever's doing the side hustle is trying to teach you how to do it at a cost.
Right.
So
right.
there's that
that's
barrier
what I'm
to entry.
saying.
Yeah.
Literally what I'm saying. But I realized
But we can teach you how to podcast real cheap. Come to our masterclass.
I've had this little moral dilemma about whether or not I should, and I followed a few blogs. It wouldn't be something I started this year about putting some of my teaching content up on Teachers Pay Teachers. And
That seems easy though.
It is ish, and there's ways.
And you're a consumer of that.
Sometimes not. I
don't feel it's frequent this year.
No. Well, there's a little bit of an ethical dilemma about like the amount of plagiarism that goes on and copyright issues that go on. Like people just put up other people's stuff. It's not monitored very well.
Well, like somebody takes somebody's
so I got into
lesson.
I got into a blog, and a woman basically said, if you're planning just to do it like seriously side gig, like make $100 extra a month on something, she did the bare minimum. She had a couple of activities. She put them up there for a few dollars, didn't touch it. It brought in some income. She thought for the amount of work she did, she was fine with that.
Right.
Then she kind of played with it, started adding some more stuff. But there's apparently a executive level where you pay Teachers Pay Teachers, and now
they promote your stuff.
They'll promote your stuff, like when things are searched and stuff. And I was like, oh hell,
stupid.
I don't want to. That sounds like work. I don't have time. And my issue is, after 19 years, I don't know how much stuff is original to me or things that I've taken from other people. And I almost always take something from someone else and remake it for my own students, my own needs, my own whatever it is. But I still don't know where that fits in the whole level of like copyright, plagiarism. I don't want to take somebody's stuff.
Right.
I saw a post today, and it was a Slim Shady, hi, my name is, and they were talking about intros, but there were other things too. And I was like, holy shit, I had a whole lesson back in, 10, 12 years ago that I did that was like how to avoid the Slim Shady intro, which was hi, my name is. And I was like, did this fucker like find my stuff? And it wasn't that. They did something different with it. But for a while there, I was like, that's when your stuff's out on the internet, that's where it goes. Like anybody can take it. But
it's the Wild West.
I just don't want to do a ton of work because I have plenty of that to do on my own.
That's the thing is I'll look past and look into the next phase. Like there will be no side. I have another job. I won't have a side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to be more selective about what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little overwhelming because I still feel like I'm 22.
Do you?
My body doesn't feel that way, but my brain does.
We had this conversation, like looking around at work, though. I don't feel 22
listen,
anymore.
I went to a meeting the other day, and it was petrified. And like I was, oh my God. These are people, I could be these kids' dads.
Yep.
And it was really eye-opening because I was them at one point, and I've never matured past that point, per se.
I can vouch for that.
That's true. And I don't know. It was interesting. But just seeing the end of the road has been, and then looking at opportunities or trying to create your own opportunities. It's so weird because I've had this security blanket for the last 23 years.
Yeah.
Granted, they could have fired me if they wanted to, but I've
like, what if I had to sit
skated
on an
by.
interview?
I had this conversation yesterday. Literally yesterday, I said, "When was the last time you had a job interview?"
I really didn't have I switched from the middle school to the high school, and I did a phone conversation that was an interview because I couldn't make it to the interview. And I literally think I shouted into the phone while standing over a trash can while my writing camp kids ate pizza and screamed behind me the entire time. That was my last job interview.
Well, we got some work to do ahead of us. Me before you, though. But it's interesting times in the Thomas family.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Your daughter's texting me wanting the TikTok code. I'm not giving it to her. Keep going. She's harassing.
So we very publicly have discussed Harlan's autism, and like there's a whole podcast you can listen to about where I was very drunk and we talked about it, and then we followed up last year. So this makes 2 years into being parents of an autistic child.
Mm-hmm.
And what's weird now is that people...
Wait, he was probably autistic the whole time.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying, you know...
He's been autistic from the beginning.
But now... And I've never shied away from talking about it, or... Like, I don't treat him any different because he's autistic.
No.
But when other people start asking us or have questions about autism, it's like, wait, yeah, I guess that is a thing. Like, people do want, like, you know, how did you know? When did you get them tested? All that stuff.
I got and I've had a few different levels of conversations with a variety of people since Harlan's diagnosis. And very recently somebody reached out like, so how did this go? You've mentioned your kid's autistic before, and I love how gentle people are when they enter into this. Look, you're the parent of an autistic kid. Like, you do not have to like apologize or tiptoe around it. We don't at all.
It's just part of it.
Yeah, we do not tiptoe. We are probably opposite of that.
We are parents dealing with autism.
Yeah, and we're learning, and so that question of, and I remember being in this place, but I don't remember having anybody that I specifically asked this question to. I was so silent about.
Like, you kept your fears inside, or your concerns.
The only person I had those concerns with, for the most part, I would share them with you, and you were completely in denial.
I wouldn't say I was just dismissive.
Yeah, denial. So
that's a river in Egypt.
So this person reached out and was just like, you know, how did you know? And I think that's probably, if you are on the brink of kind of wondering.
If you're at that point.
If you're at that point.
You probably know the answer.
You've had some questions. And autism can look like so many things. So when I say what Harlan was like, I can tell you, like, I remember sitting there and thinking, like, any given day, like, well, maybe he's not, but maybe, like, that's pretty autistic right there. Like, that's pretty, you know, and you can't do whatever that M whatever is test where it's like 10 questions of yes, no, that you'll have to go through first. And you'll have to go through your pediatrician first. And, you know.
And they're not really set up for.
They are not the experts of neurodivergence.
Like, listen.
They know
I trust them to diagnose an earache.
Right. They know ear infections. They know viral infections. Like, but unfortunately, like, the way it works is you usually go through your pediatrician to get that referral.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any problems getting to that step, but it wasn't our pediatrician that first brought up getting him evaluated. It was our speech therapist and our OT, our occupational therapist. And even then it was very, you know, I mean, just to rule it out. If you have questions, just to rule it out. And so, but having someone reach out and say, how did you know? And I just wanted to reach through the messenger and hug them and be like, man, I know how many nights have you set up Googling this?
Yeah.
How many times have you read over and over and over every single story you could to try to find a story that matched your son, your daughter, your kid? because that's what I did. I tried to find somebody who had every single symptom: late talker, sort of social, might respond to their name. Can they even hear me? What?
But we were going through that in a very weird period in the world.
Absolutely.
Where Harlan was isolated. Turns out he is very social. He thrives, and not in your typical sense, but he thrives being around other kids.
Yeah, he's fine. As far as we know, he's fine around other people. Now, that does not mean he's going to play
The same.
with you necessarily, but he's totally fine being at a park full of people.
Yeah.
He's going to say hi, but he still may very much play independently or parallel to somebody else. But I just having that conversation reminded me how lonely and weird and awkward it was. So, full transparency, I am never, going to shy away from a conversation about autism. I will talk about autism with everything I know, and I'll say right things and wrong things. But I had a chance to hang out with some other moms of kids with disabilities, and it's so their kids are older, so it was so nice just to hear stories that they'd been through in some hard times, but knowing like how they got through them, what it was like. I thought potty training was going to take me out completely, and now that's not even
Yeah, he's potty trained now. Holla back. What's up?
yeah. I have to, you know what I can get him to do? I can get him. He pisses all over the toilet seat, all over it.
Just like his mom.
But I can say, hey, clean that up. And he'll get a rag and clean it up and throw it away and walk away. Like, I can't get somebody else to do the same, but I got him trained. So it's so nice to have those conversations. And I don't know what community looks like for parents with kids of autism. I know right now, like, we are on this brink of, and maybe it's just because we're in it, maybe every parent who has had a kid with a disability has been at that brink of like, we need to gather up, we need to get a community. Yeah. We got to do this now. Now is the time. I feel like that landscape is changing a little bit just because, is it 1 in 4? It's not 1 in 4, 1 in 10 kids is diagnosed with autism. And this is on top, there's kids with all kinds of disabilities, but having those conversations and just, number one, finding people to talk to has been.
It normalizes everything. Like, you're not alone.
Yeah.
And that's with everything in life. This is what I was telling Charlie. You're not unique your situation is not unique.
Yeah. No.
Whatever you're going through, somebody else is going through the same thing.
I listened to, there was a really hard conversation on Pantsuit Politics. It kind of happened accidentally this week because they were supposed to interview somebody about the war in Ukraine, but like she got the opportunity to go to Ukraine, so that interview fell through. So they instead interviewed the lady who does the mental health survey, the National Mental Health Survey, and there's so much, like, it's pretty obvious that our teenagers, and what we're learning now is like especially our female teens and our LGBTQ plus teens are showing significant increase in mental health issues, big time. And so as a parent, how do you walk that boundary between what is it that, like, how can I normalize for you that you have anxiety or you're having some big mental health issues while also not piling onto, like, creating that more? Yeah. And so that was a really hard conversation. And there needs to be a little bit, like, not like telling Charlie, like, you're not unique to this situation, but having that in a way to be like, you're not alone. People, it does get better. Yeah. But while also not making them feel, not invalidating how they're feeling. Yeah. Like, that's so hard to balance that, I think.
I listened to a strong argument on how mental health issues are a luxury right now. Like 100 years ago, you didn't have the luxury to be depressed or anxious. Like, you had to survive. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of where we have it, everything's a little like, I think $50,000 salary, you're in the top 10% of the world, maybe even less than that. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot here, but you're doing all right, and how things are just way different now. The things that we don't have to worry about,
But also the things we do have to worry about, I think.
Yeah, and it's all the things we worry about now are mostly man-made. Like, we've done it to ourselves.
You think?
Like, you'd have to worry about where we're going to get our food, how we're going to build our shelter.
You're talking like primitive.
Yeah, like
shit.
Like, yeah. 100 years ago. And so we've had amazing leaps and bounds in technology and advancement of everything, but at what cost? Like,
yeah, but
we can pick up a phone and literally learn anything we want to learn in the world.
I don't want to have to worry about where to get my food. I'm glad I don't have to do that.
That's why I'm so excited you've been looking into gardening.
I'm serious. It's happening.
But back to dealing with being the parent of an autistic child in this moment, like, I treat Harlan just like he doesn't get a pass for being autistic, right?
Yeah, but
and I don't see him different than like regular kids. But what I think looms on the horizon for us is what's his situation look like when he's a teenager,
right?
When he's a young adult,
right? I mean, I do look at Harlan different in that, like, we can't just knee-jerk reaction. He has made our parenting better and different. Like, we do have to angle that. Like, we may not treat him differently. We treat ourselves differently. Like, we approach things differently because.
And I know I'm extremely patient with him when I'm in the same breath not that patient with Charlie.
No. So in that regard, you do, because you know that your impatience with him, he is so sensitive to emotions, and
he's like an empath. He knows,
like, that vibe. He picks up on it and instantly, like, will react to it. And so sometimes that's not good because you don't want him to get angry.
I don't yell at him. I don't, like, it's all redirection, smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if, like, Charlie tried to get him to do something earlier, or that was yesterday, and she was trying to do the counting thing with him. Yeah. That's a pretty typical, like, parent, which it's three.
2.
You're going to do 3, 2. By the way, it doesn't work with a neurotypical kid either. It's just an autistic kid will be like, count with you.
Yeah.
And then be like, what are we doing? What the hell is this about?
Yeah.
I think I get more and more scared when it comes time for school for him, because.
Well, the thing is, too, he's so smart.
We are finding out more and more what he's capable of, but he has always been in an environment that is catered to what he needs.
Extremely structured.
And that will not always be the case. And as a public school teacher, I also know what I am capable of doing in a room full of 25, 30 other individuals. When you have a Harlan in the room, how do I give him what he needs while also meeting the needs of others? Spoiler, it doesn't happen. It's not happening.
Somebody's getting the shaft.
Right, every single time. So, but that is the condition of what public school, like, that's the landscape of public school. And then when you have, he's such, like, a movement-based kid. I'm so worried about
sitting still for 8 hours.
Yeah, I don't want him to.
Want to sit still anymore.
I don't want any kid, by the way. I don't want any kid to sit still for that long. Double, triple the recess. Like, what are we doing? Because I am finding, like, what we're learning about him is when he's doing certain movements with his body, and there's, like, this whole, like, primitive reflex stuff out there that is so cool to learn about. But when Harlan's doing certain things with his body physically, it literally like unlocks his brain.
Oh yeah.
It's insane.
He went to occupational therapy last week, and whatever they did, whatever voodoo Heather Poole
He was on a
got
scooter.
him to do. Yeah, he was on a
belly.
scooter. Listen, he did not shut up. He was just, I even I was like, whatever you did, he's like
Fired up.
he's on it today.
But it was just, it's crazy how that works. I love that.
I need some of that in my life.
But I think we have that. We do have that in our life. Like
When
we
we
do
go
have,
exercise.
yeah. When we exercise, we are different people, and we know that. So we've got to like. It's insane that we don't tap into that, and it's hard to think about what it's going to be like for him in the future, and that we don't want to treat him differently, but also he and about every single other kid, they are different. They have different needs, and get very convicted when I think about him and I think about what I do and how we need to teach and learn and parent our kids. You know, even Charlie, man, seeing her like be at home while she was trying to heal from her tonsil surgery, you would have thought we'd had her locked in a tower, never to see others again. Like she was so biting at the bit to like get out
And do something.
And see people and talk to people. Like it was like releasing a Labrador retriever to school, you know, when she finally got out and got to be around people. And, you know, it's to meet that need for her is so hard when I am not that kind of person and would rather not go and be and do. I think I was when I was younger. I loved being out and going places and being around people. I get when she gets pissed that she stays in the house, quote, all day long. But
she's also very busy.
She is. I like being at home. I think I have become increasingly introverted. But it's really hard when you have a completely extrovert kid in that regard.
I don't know. You mix that with the end of the world, it all feels very heavy.
No shit. If this is the apocalypse,
At least the weather's nice.
it was really nice. It was really nice the other day. I saw a little TikTok. A guy was like, you know, if this is it, this is the end. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Today. But, you know, it is going to suck if we do have to go in the apocalypse and we got stuck with a 14-year-old girl and an autistic 5-year-old. That's bullshit. That's not fair. Neither one of what?
We ain't lasting long.
No, we're not. Nobody's going to take us in. We've got nothing to offer.
Urban.
That's it.
Get everybody drunk.
Humor, entertainment. That's it. We can. Is really entertainment? is entertainment a high priority in times?
Not in survival. Not that I'm aware of in survival.
Oh my God, it's so wild. Charlie started getting weirded out about the East Palestine train derailment thing.
All that stuff is crazy to me.
And she starts sending me TikToks, and she's like, "It's happening." It's like, "What's happening?" Watch the water. So now
that's how they get you.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you think about it, when your water source.
But the memes.
Once again.
My favorite was.
Once again, when the
turtles from East Palestine have developed an affinity for pizza and martial arts.
The Ninja Turtles.
That's what I'm talking about.
How it comes about. Yeah.
Where's Captain Planet when you need him?
He is gone. He has left. Where would he even, like, his head exploded sometime around, like, it's snowing in Hollywood. We haven't seen a snow day here. It snowed at Christmas. I don't think it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago it snowed really bad.
Spring break.
Like around my birthday.
Yeah.
Like I got snowed in up in Louisville first week of March, but it's not even on the horizon
No.
next week, so it's over.
No.
Springtime is here. Excited. But
We
it may be here permanently.
just spring.
Spring, summer, fires of hell.
Repent now.
Yeah. Get on that. Go to a revival.
And get the measles. That's like it's funny that that's the news story because whatever your take is on religion and spirituality, like I think it became a thing, right? Like it attracted a lot of people to see curious to see what was going on.
Sure, and I get that.
Yeah.
You know, people made
And
pilgrimages.
Listen, there's good stuff, there's bad stuff. You know, there's argument that Asbury's not as inclusive, you know, to different types of people and whatever, you know, like Rupp was going to open up this weekend for a prayer thing. Cool. Like if there's
That's fine. Go for it. I think there's local churches around here starting to do that.
Yeah. If you're so convicted, let that be a part of it. Go do that. But for the news to be like, somebody got the measles there. Like, oh no shit. There's probably a lot of stuff. Remember that leper that Jesus healed? Like
They were there.
Yeah, like it's gonna be okay.
But did anybody, what was it at Woodstock? The bad weed or the bad LSD or something? I bet that didn't happen at this gathering.
I don't know.
Probably not.
What if there's some magic mushrooms there? That's what kept the revival going.
Yeah.
Psilocybin.
Isn't Jesus a mushroom? Isn't that a theory?
There's theories about the Dead Sea Scrolls and the original Bible being like something like that, like mushrooms and
I don't know. I don't
know. It's a whacked out theory. Like some guy wrote that originally transcribed it, wrote a book about it, and allegedly the Catholic Church bought every copy of it just to get it out of existence. I don't know.
Inside this.
Who's to say?
Let it go. Let it get out there. See if
That's
it
my
gets any
thing, like-
traction.
I'm not gonna be too judgy about what you believe in because that's a very personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been on yogi TikTok. This
What?
master-
Tell me more.
Yeah, like this master
I've
yogi.
not heard of this. I've been.
Today, one of the things was he was talking about religion, and it was whatever it is to transcend you to be a better person.
Okay.
You know, whatever. If it's worship, if it's a ritual, whatever, it's to like. It's about personal accountability to make you a better person.
In
It's like a spiritual sense.
But is it to be a better person because you're making yourself better or you're making the world better?
I think
society better?
I think it goes hand in hand.
Okay.
And I'm just like, that's probably right.
I'm just curious about your algorithm some days.
Well, you've seen my
It
Instagram
is
algorithm.
really screwed up. It needs Jesus. You need a revival on that thing. It's filth and trash.
I don't check Instagram a lot.
You need to start looking up other things.
I don't look up anything.
Okay, that stuff just magically appears.
I'm going to say yes.
You
It
look like
knows me. It listens to me.
Guilt is
The
all over your
the algorithm
your
listens to
face.
me.
99-cent pay-per-view over here.
Ooh. Bargain. Looking back, bargain. Who's to say?
That one's for the OGs.
Yeah. We this week we decided to Abby found technology brings us together as Abby found an app to really track and manage our finances, and I've been.
Hey, they need to
charge.
sponsor us. Get them.
No,
on
they
this.
don't. They need to cancel our subscription.
Go the hell away.
Yeah. You know, we tell Rocket Money, right? Which I'm sure there's a bunch of apps out there like that, but
I think it says formerly Truebill.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be.
so it tracks everything.
I love
and
it.
there were some truths there that I really didn't want to accept.
What do you mean?
My gas station bill over the last 10 months.
Like, we have talked about it openly before, but when you start like
when reality's looking at you in the face.
So it will take everything you've spent, like at Kroger, for example, and in our head, because I've just been getting on the Kroger app, and Kroger will tell me how much our pickup orders are. And I've been averaging that in. I'm like, oh, we don't spend that much on groceries.
There's weeks I go to Kroger 4 times a week.
What we weren't accounting for, just, it's so stupid. Like, we are smart, intelligent people. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're not spending that much. Like, we really do a great job when we're couponing and we get what we want. And we have come a long way in the world of groceries since we first used to go to like Walmart and just blow $300 on like whatever pre-kids and
Popeyes.
Yeah,
Frozen meals. Like we still don't cook as much as we should.
No,
but we have factor meals for that.
We do. Well, and honestly, like right now, I would love to know. I know for a fact that other people who are dealing with, an autistic kid who eats we got to not introduce, but we added waffles back into the rotation tonight after a year-long hiatus on waffles. So when you've got one kid who's autistic and only eats 4 to 5 things, one adult who has half a stomach may want to eat or may just eat 29 popsicles throughout the day. And then, Charlie, is she coming home? She can either eat dinner at 4 o'clock or at 9 o'clock. There is no other option with her schedule. So we're not cooking right now. It's not the season for us, and I'm not going to feel guilty about that shit anymore. And so she and I have worked out like a couple meals that she knows how to make. I know how to make for her, and that's the thing. But yeah, so grocery wise, it sucks. But we're trying not to let it turn into, let's go get Mexican and blow, what is it, like $45, $50?
Inflation. Inflation
wild.
Is
it's wild. So that we're trying to at least cut that back, but
it's about time we honestly got into adulting a little bit.
We're going to really just letting, seeing it is wonderful and knowing what's there, and not just dropping in and spending money, which I don't feel like I do a lot. I don't know where my end of the spending goes.
I'll take the blame for most of it.
I do love a trip to Goodwill, but I feel like I saved money today since Charlie needed a new outfit for her mock trial stuff. So
if you follow us on the social medias, let us know if you want a group podcast from Nashville in 2 weeks.
I can't. There is no way in hell.
You were the one that brought it up. It was your idea.
There's no way I would have said such a thing. Deep fake. Complete deep fake. Don't look at me like that. I can't. In sound, mind, and body, there is no way
we don't
anything.
Have to release it. It can just be
we
our
can
own personal.
Do that, but we save it, and it can go down in the
I've had some ideas to really broaden the horizons of this podcast, and they get shot down every week.
Okay, you've had all idea, and it's getting shot
more
down every single time. I think we host like a live therapy session. How about that?
We've turned that down twice.
Like a real one. Like a therapist comes in and talks.
That's what we had.
I don't think that's what that was.
I don't know. But it's fun.
So I'm terrified if we did a Nashville podcast.
Again, we don't have to release it.
Okay. So nobody's going to want it.
But I'd probably release it. Slide it out there.
Clips of it.
Somebody get in trouble.
Yes.
Well, I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
There are the moment you just opened your mouth, you just invited the universe to show off what it can do. And she loves to show us.
Why is it a she? Because they fuck things up. That's why.
You're an asshole.
You started it. So yeah, we got a busy schedule. We got this stupid ass mock trial.
It's not stupid.
It's not, but it's not a spectator sport. I went and watched. I got to be a juror. I mean, I just sat in the jury box. So they had
I was going to say, you didn't really do much. Shout out to, they did a scrimmage, and a local amazing human and photographer, Megan Tibbs, went and took pictures. And
Did you know some of the pictures? See the back of my head.
Oh, you can? I didn't notice.
Because I could. You ever get that feeling like somebody's right behind you? Mm-hmm. She'd be right behind me.
Well, I mean, every single, I don't know how many pictures of Charlie there are of her talking and making faces. I want to
all
make
animated.
A meme of every single one of them. She did an amazing job. It's hilarious.
Oh, she's the best.
Yeah. But
what she has documented in the last however many years for this community.
That's so invaluable. Like, how cool. You know, we just had, growing up, you know, a grandparent or a parent taking whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I was really lucky.
We had Susan Chin.
Yes. Susan Chin. We had my Pappy Duke. You know, Vicky was out there taking pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what's up, Vicky?
You know, like there's a tub sitting right over there that has God knows how many just pictures of
Our basement, it really is a national archive.
It is. Of, you know, some random basketball game, you know, horrible pictures, but, you know, it's chronicled. It's there. Whereas if I look back at, you know.
Is this Penelope bourbon not amazing?
It's good. I can't multitask here. I'm afraid if I take too big of a drink, it'll make me start coughing.
Why did it make you start coughing?
Because it did the first time, and I've been nervous about it ever since.
I like bourbon. I like apples.
What? Are you drunk? You just
I don't feel
scared.
Listen, when I stand up, I probably am drunk.
Is that how you know? I've been reading about people who take Wegovy and Oz and Monjaro, and there seems to be like some people say they can spend tons of money on drinks and stuff and never catch a buzz, and then
some people get drunk real fast.
Yeah, so it's really inconsistent, but they distinctly see a change in how their body's processing.
You know what's funny for me is when
alcohol.
Charlie when she got her tonsils out,
mm-hmm.
she was basically on a liquid diet for just a few days.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really messed with her. Like, she
did.
really wanted to eat, but she couldn't. And I told her, I was like, I feel your pain. I willingly, without surgery, I had to do that. And then due to surgery, I had to do that.
Uh-huh.
Granted, physically, I couldn't. I mean, she couldn't either, but
I
made the
different.
choice to do that.
Right.
And that's what I think anybody who's going through that bariatric process, that's one thing that they don't really prepare you for.
Mm-hmm.
Is one, the social element of eating.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be a celebration or
a tradition, you know, just a habit of when.
And granted, the first, like, I'm almost 6 months post-op.
105-ish pounds down.
That's right.
By the way.
That's right. And I eat like an asshole.
Popsicles.
I mean, I just wasn't as much research, and as much as I went on my own and through therapy and through just the whole process, thought I was prepared for it.
Mm.
There's no way in hell anybody can be prepared for that.
Right.
Like tonight. So Abby's mom graciously got us some hibachi the other night. I got a la carte, just the rice and chicken separate, like $5.
Mm-hmm.
That was 4 meals for me.
It's wild.
When usually I could eat a whole hibachi meal with extra chicken, or
mm-hmm.
you know, like, that was always my thing. Was I I couldn't just eat a meal. It had to be something extra.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't get like a number one at McDonald's. It had to be a number one and 2 chicken fajitas back in the day. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Shout out chicken fajitas.
Bring them back.
But now, one of the things is that Abby's turned me on. Abby, by accident, got a caramel iced coffee with the extra caramel.
She
ordered a black coffee, and they gave her this.
Black iced coffee, no cream, no sugar. And I got this fancy schmancy thing.
It ain't fancy. It's just 2 squirts of caramel and coffee.
I got a cup of sugar.
Also, back on the coffee, guys. Super pumped about that.
Very excited.
I need to try eggs again. Which I've had eggs in like breakfast burritos, things, so it didn't bother me. But as far as just making eggs, but so she's got me this. I got one Friday, and she got me one today. Let me tell you, the first time I drank about half of it, and I was
Use
buzzing.
your app, and you get it for 99 cents.
I was buzzing.
Yes.
I don't know if it was the sugar and the caffeine.
You're literally drinking nothing but sugar. That is, I took a drink and it was disgusting.
It wasn't disgusting. It was very tasty.
No, I don't like it. I've
Agree to
tried
disagree.
the caramel drinks and they're okay. I just don't like them.
What
as
other
much.
flavors they got that I can have them?
I don't know. I think it's just caramel and.
What if we put bourbon in it?
No.
Okay.
No. Ew.
Bourbon cream?
Bourbon cream maybe, but not. No.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that, but
I don't either.
On that, but I'm back on the coffee.
Yeah. You were talking about just
I told her
mental
that's
part
like,
of eating.
Like today, do not give me a large because I can't drink the whole thing. And like I said,
Can't you divide it up into a couple? You should freeze part of it.
am I a pilgrim? I'm not.
Hell. So last week I froze some eggs.
I thought it was an ice pack.
Gary about ruined them. Because I, for whatever reason, had a headache.
Randomly, probably the water. You got
Probably
some
the
East Palestine water.
And immediately I think the worst. Like, is this what a migraine feels? I don't get headaches. I'm not a person who walks around and pops Tylenol because they have a headache or whatever.
Pop a Molly, I'm sweating.
But Gary graciously let me come home and kind of just zone out, dark room.
I didn't let her. Like, she didn't need my permission.
No, like like you said, go lay down. I got this.
First of all, we'll end on this. I celebrate when Abby wants to take a nap, rest, go do her thing. I try to leave her alone. I draw the curtains, turn the lights out, shut the door, try to keep the kids off of her. But I feel like when I lay down, and this may just be my perception, I don't know. Everybody finds me.
That's bullshit. Such bullshit. Such bullshit. Number one.
I just don't want to leave it at that.
I will be in my casket and Harlan's going to pop over and say poop and phone. Hands down. Like, it's going to happen, Mom.
Pretty cute, though.
It's time for a poop and phone. And Charlie's going to want something. She's going to want to show me something and discuss a book at length. And, I woke up the next morning and there was a popsicle in the middle of the kitchen floor, completely melted. Just, who knows? Who knows?
It came from. Who's to say?
Who's to say? But Gary will lay down, and it's me. Like, if I go in and if I just lay down, then
It's not that she lays down.
the whole circus comes in with me.
Yeah.
But then you're pissed about it.
I'm not. Again, I try to accommodate you, make you feel great, let you lay down.
You lay down all the time, so it's is this
at least once a night?
Special occasion. You've actually yelled at me for coming to bed. You're like, "Are you coming in here?" Yeah, it is 9:00. That's my bedtime. That's Gary's.
No.
That's Gary's.
9:00 is her. Turn TikTok on. Will you get up and get me and turn that light off? It's like.
And Gary's gonna watch Rust. What is more soothing at nighttime than people screaming.
I'm thinking about actually putting my
sounds.
phone in the living room when I go to bed.
I support this. We need to get an alarm clock, though, for our bedroom. Because that scares me that I will not wake up.
Let's just get a couple roosters.
As long as we don't have to listen to your stupid alarm, I'm fine with it.
It does jolt you out of your bed. Like
It scared me. Scares me.
the best kind of alarm.
No, it's not. I don't think there's anything healthy about that. I think doctors and psychologists would say that is very unhealthy to wake up to somebody screaming at you like that, just cussing at you.
You've just offended every member of the armed services.
How?
That's how they wake up.
They chose that. I did not choose to be yelled at.
Okay.
Opposite. I want a nudging and light peeking through the window.
If you made it this far, just know we truly appreciate you listening to our ramblings. This will be on the internet forever.
Yeah, just you randomly looking out into space and saying, I love bourbon.
I drank a
A
little bit
lot.
of bourbon. I didn't drink a lot. I drank more than you did. I was trying to get her drunk. So she'd go to bed and leave me alone.
Hate you.
Oh, remember, we've got a new YouTube page. We're going to figure out how to get this going. We're allegedly over spring break, which is a month away. We're going to redo all this down here. So I'm excited for that. I'm in.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Podcast studio tour coming up on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook at Close Enough, Instagram. We don't have a Twitter, TikTok,
Tiki-talkie.
now YouTube. We'll try to be more consistent because we love you, and we hope you come back, and we hope there's some you get some value of listening. Hopefully, we normalize parenting for you. There's not some cookie cutter, like Stepford Wives type vibe out there. Like we're human. We make mistakes.
We do this. We do it horribly. Do not follow us for advice.
I will, but
we'll give it to you.
we'll give it to you.
Just know we cannot be held responsible.
Yeah. All this is just advice. Do whatever you want to do. So, yeah. If you love us, share this with a friend. Word of mouth is how podcasts live and die. And for the people that listen, this is what I don't get. How people find us in the drought weeks. Like you look and there's still people listening every day. You're like, what? Why? What are you doing?
What's happening? What are you doing?
Why are you listening to episode 27? Like, I don't want to get that.
And definitely say something so that I will like giggle and be like, oh God.
Yeah.
But tell me, let me know.
Yeah. So come back next week or next month, whenever. Like, listen to this whenever you want to. There's no pressure. It's going to be here forever. Forever, ever?
Forever, ever.
I love you.
I love you.
Until next week, toodaloo.
Bye.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is E-Double. Their name is PJ Harvey. Let's go. Mama told me. Yeah. Black Paisley. Mama told me. Yeah. Come on. Mama told me. One day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sit where shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, 'cause they'll get you through this.